Again, the satellite coordinates for our final press conference, SES3 KO4A, SES3 KO4A. We have UConn coach and student athletes first. Again, the format, Coach Ollie will give an opening statement, then we'll have the next 15 minutes for the student athletes. We'll dismiss them, and then our final 15 minutes with Coach. Please keep your phone on vibrate mode, and please help our transcribers up front by identifying yourself along with your media outlet. Okay, again, we'll take the format. We're having an opening statement from Coach Ollie, and then we're having the next 15 minutes for student athletes. So, Coach, your thoughts on the game, please.
First, giving honor to God to coach another game at this great university. You know, it was just a game of two halves. I thought we played our best basketball in the second half, but unfortunately we got down. And, I mean, we was telling our guys, and I know they was telling themselves that can't get down by 20 with, you know, #1 seed and the talent that Kansas have. But I was just so proud of the guys, how they battled back, and just wasn't enough. Give credit to Kansas. They really, you know, pressured the basketball from the gate, kind of took us out of our offense and kind of disrupted our timing. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just thought our guys just still battled to a zeros on the clock, and I'm very proud of this team. A lot of people had us disqualified after the SMU loss, but these guys stuck together and was able to win, you know, a great tournament in the AAC tournament and get to the second round of this great tournament. So very proud of my guys, and, you know, I thank the seniors also for giving me everything they had. Sterling, Omar, Sean, and Phil, just really appreciate those guys. And, you know, they're a heart of a champion. They're going to have great lives and great playing careers when it's all said and done after they leave the Storrs campus.
We're opening up for questions for our student athletes. Please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone holder your way. Questions for our student athletes in front row aisle there.
Tommy Birch, Des Moines Register. Guys, how tough was it just to fall into that early hole and try to have to battle back from it the entire night?
We'll start with Sterling, then Daniel, and then Rodney.
It was tough. Kind of dug ourselves in the hole first half, and they're a good team, so it's tough to get out of that hole.
It was real tough out there. You know, they denied the pass, and they denied us from getting the ball. And, you know, we kind of got, you know, trying to play one-on-one in the first half, and then we can't win like that. So the next half, we just try to go out there and play together. We fought back, but we can't get down like that to a good team.
Yeah, just to piggyback on what these two guys just said, like I said, we dug ourselves a hole, and you can't really do that against maybe the best team in the country, you know. So I was just satisfied and happy with our fight in the second half, but I think we should have came out with more intensity in the first half.
Other questions? In the middle here, go ahead.
Neil Osterhout, Journal Enquirer. For Sterling, I guess, is it when you're making a comeback and you get it to 11 and there's 10 to go, and you know, did you think you had it and you were going to get it in single digits? Did you feel like you still had a good chance there?
Yeah. We never stopped thinking that we were going to win the game. We thought we were going to win the game for sure, even when we were down 20. Yeah, they're just a good team, and they were able to withhold the lead.
Other questions? Any remaining questions for our student athletes? Okay, in the aisle.
Don Memori from the Hartford Current. Sterling, you had the 1 year at UConn. What's your takeaway from the season, the 1 year that you spent with this group?
Man, I think yeah.
Okay, we'll go on to another question. Here in the middle.
I was just going to ask Daniel, how tough, Ellis obviously is a very tough player to guard, and how was he able to get free, and you had to guard him a few times? How difficult was he?
It was real difficult, especially trying to deny it, because, you know, Kansas run great sets for him to be able to get open. And then once he get open, you know, he pretty much finished at the rim real well. You know, he's been there 4 years, and, you know, he know the sets and the different stuff, how to score. So he's a real good player, and hats off to him.
Okay, in the back here, hand up.
Gavin Key from the London Day. This is for Rodney. What changed in the second half for you guys to make you play the way you did?
Just our intensity level. We knew defense was going to get us back in the game. We wasn't too really worried about the offensive end because, like I said, all season we've been feeding on our defense all year, you know, and we know once we get stops, the offense will take care of itself. So we just try to come out with some defensive intensity and see what happened from there.
Any other questions, final questions for our student athletes? Thanks a lot, fellas. The UConn locker room will be open for another 15 minutes. At this time, we entertain questions for Coach Ollie. Questions for our coach, please. Tommy in the front row here.
Coach, in that 19-0 run they went on in the first half, what were they doing to cause you guys to have so many problems offensively?
I mean, what they weren't doing, I mean, they was doing about everything possible. They was controlling the backboards, getting out on a fast break. Their physicality is what's shown to me the biggest thing we have to work on. Where their bigs was sealing, getting whatever they wanted, and they just took us all out of our offense. So, you know, we got to get better. Like I say, I'm very proud of these guys. They kept battling, but that was a great team out there we played. And, you know, when you spot them 20 points or you get in a 19-0 spurt, you can't, it's hard to dig out of it. And, you know, we needed to play a little bit tougher, but, you know, at the end of the day, I want to tip my hats off to Kansas. That's a real good team. I mean, solid players from up and down. They didn't really use their bench, and you know they're guys that started it, played a lot of minutes, and they was effective in what they was doing. So they're going to be a very, very tough out of this tournament.
Okay, in the back here. There you go.
Coach Gavin Keefe from the London Day. What will you take away from this season? I mean, is it the fight that they always showed? What will you take away from it?
Yeah, that was probably the main thing, the fight. You know, just the second touch that we had in our season. You know, a lot of people was giving up on us, and they could have easily gave up on themselves. You know, the coaching staff stayed with those guys and kept believing, and for them to battle and get to hit this position and win a championship in the AAC tournament, you know, I really just want to thank those guys. It starts with the seniors and starts with all our other players, and just very proud of them. You know, they battled, and they was resilient, and, you know, they just kept fighting. And, you know, that's the one thing I take from them. You know, we have some great talent coming back. We have a great recruiting class coming in, so we got to continue to build up on this. And I'm so glad these guys got an opportunity to taste this tournament, you know, especially the guys that's going to come back. So it was a good positive step for us going forward. Of course, we wanted to continue to play because it's a special group, but, you know, unfortunately that didn't happen. But hopefully we can, you know, use this pain and not waste this pain that we're going through right now, and that we'll use it for our good. For a great off season, and then, you know, follow that up with a great season next year.
Any other questions?
Good.
Okay, if not, thank you very much,
Thank
Coach.
you. Appreciate it.
We have Kansas up here very shortly here. Again, the same format. Please identify yourself with your media outlet. We have an opening statement from Coach Self, followed by 15 minutes for our student athletes. Coach, very impressive victory. A couple runs of 16-0 and 19-0 paved the way there in the first half.
We had 2 runs of 16-0 and
16-0 and 19-0 in the first half.
that can't be possible. That means we've been up 35. So I don't know. I didn't know that, but it was you know, we played great the first half. Guys were ready to play, and everybody was on point offensively and defensively, and we obviously rebounded the ball very well too. And then, you know, second half, as much as we talked about, you know, continuing on what transpired the first half, we got a little passive and got stale, and we quit attacking, and they did a nice job the second half. But these 2 guys primarily made some really key plays in the second half to kind of keep them at arm's length.
Okay, we'll take questions for Wayne and Perry. On the front row aisle.
Tommy Birch, Des Moines Register. Guys, how much did that early run, I guess, really help you out the rest of the game?
I would say it helped us out a lot. You know, gave us a lot of confidence, and we just were defending and rebounding so well. You know, we just were having fun and just playing.
Dylan Sherwood, KJHK 90.7. Wayne, it seems like you've been playing your best basketball when your uncle Anthony is in attendance. What do you think of that?
I guess he has to keep coming. I don't know. You know, just getting out there and being aggressive. You know, I just got a great group of guys around me, and it's easier when you got it like that.
Question here in the middle.
Howie Casoy, New York Post. Wayne, you were saying yesterday that the biggest thing you learned from the last 2 years was that you couldn't just hope for things to happen, that you had to make things happen. When they cut the lead to 9 there with about 9 or 10 minutes left, you and Perry scored, I think, 3 or 4 straight possessions. I guess what was going on through your head when they got it to single digits there?
Just being aggressive, you know, and just like you said, making it happen. We had good guards, and, you know, they penetrated, and we penetrated off of them, and that's all it was.
Other questions for our student athletes here? Okay, we're going the front, and then we're going the back.
Could both you guys just tell me a little bit about how much you guys have kind of seen the rim protection go up with Traylor and Lucas in the past few weeks?
Start with Wayne, then Perry.
It's tremendous. You know, those guys, when they play with so much energy, especially Jamari, it looked like batting practice out there in the first half with him, you know, and it's great when you got it like that.
Yeah, it's just great to know, you know, that we have players that'll come out and just play with so much energy, you know, and it gives us so much confidence.
We had a question in the back here. Go ahead, Reed.
Hey, for Wayne, Kellis Rubnett here with the Wichita Eagle. Did your heart sink at all when you saw Perry have to come out of the game early, limping off there?
Well, what went through my head was I seen it and I go, oh, shoot. But I didn't say it like that. I kind of said something different. Then he came up to me. I was like, what happened? He goes, I bumped my knee. Oh, I go, okay, you're fine.
Other questions out there? Anything else for our student athletes? Okay, we'll stay with you. You got the mic there. We're going to start with you and then come back to the front.
One more for both of you. I know you guys have talked a lot about getting past this game, but do you have to kind of temper that excitement now, knowing that there is a bigger goal still in mind?
Start with Perry, then Wayne.
You know, it was a lot of motivation from last year, you know, that feeling that we had. And, you know, we just want to keep continuing playing the way we are and just have fun and take it game by game.
Wayne?
Just what Perry said, you know, and some people look at it differently. You know, I'm more of the type to build off of what we've been doing this year, and that's what we're trying to do, just build off of our accomplishments we already had.
Okay, up front.
Perry, you're now 1 point shy away from tying Paul Pierce. How did that feel? You mentioned yesterday that you just wanted to keep on winning no matter if you got into the top 10 of scoring today.
Yeah, it's an honor, just to know that. But it's still something I'm not worried about. I just want to keep continuing, trying to win and go from there. And then after the season, whatever happens, happens.
Anything else? Okay, fellas, great job. Take questions for Coach Self now. We got over here on the right side.
Kevin Haskin, Topeka Capital Journal. Bill, the players kind of mentioned it, but with 9-something left, you called that timeout, and then you got the 3 quick baskets. Kind of what did you draw up there, and how big were those at that time?
I don't think I think we called a couple of plays, but the first one was the biggest one. Was they were zone, and Perry made about a 16-footer right from the free throw line in the middle of the zone. So that to me was the biggest shot of the game, if there was a biggest shot. And then we got a couple of baskets right after that. Landon made a great pass to Perry, if I remember right, for a dunk, and then Wayne had a couple of driving baskets that were pretty strong. So the thing about we had scored, and I could be wrong, but I think we'd scored like 10 points the first 11 minutes of the second half, something like that, and we didn't make any shots. We were 0 from 3. And lost all momentum, but somehow the guys, they did rally around it and was able to piece it together and make enough plays to win by double figures.
Okay, in the back, you go ahead.
Jeff Lutz from the Wichita Eagle. Coach, you talked to Frank, I think, in the tunnel at halftime. Why did you feel like it was important to encourage him then?
Well, I don't know that was as much encouragement because we called the play and he threw it to the wrong side, and we couldn't run it the way that it's set up to run by him throwing it to this side. And I was just trying to tell him that, you got to get your head into it. I mean, he wasn't bad today, but by any stretch, I'm not saying that. But I didn't think when things kind of went a little bit south for him personally, not our team, but for him personally, I thought he quit being aggressive and lost a little focus. So we're just trying to get him back.
Other questions for the coach? In the very back row on the aisle.
Coach, Dave Campbell, Associated Press. When Wayne is playing like that, I guess, how much more dangerous is it? You think that makes your offense?
Well, a lot. The ball stuck a lot today. I didn't think we had that great ball and body movement that we've try to accomplish throughout every game. But what we had some individuals step up and make some good plays. And I thought him driving the ball and putting pressure on the defense was good. He made a couple of shots early that were good. But if we get 2 of our 3 guards playing well and scoring, I think that we're pretty hard to guard. And to me, he's as big a key as anybody because he's a guy because he can get his shot off. That can go for big numbers. It's harder for maybe Frank and Devontae, they're not as big to get their own shot, but he's one of the guy better than anybody we have at probably getting his own shot.
Okay, back in the front here.
How good were they in the first half? Was the team in the first half, and how good was it to jump out to that lead? You mentioned it a little bit.
Well, it was great to get a big lead. I guess it was 16-0 because I think they scored like the first 3
5-2 lead.
5-2, and then we go up 18-5, and then we had a great run. After we kind of traded baskets and they cut it to 5 or 6 or something like that. So it was good. We were really, really, really good the first half. I thought both ends. We defended, we rebounded. We put pressure on the defense, and of course it helps when you make shots. But that was good first half, and then second half we didn't do very many of the same things that we accomplished the first half. We became very passive.
On the aisle back there.
Kellis Rubenett with the Wichita Eagle. Coach, I know you call Perry kind of the Mr. Consistent, the rock of this team, but do you see him raising his intensity, his game at all this tournament?
Well, he had 2 good games. I don't know how many. I can't remember. What he had, like 21, 22, something the first game. But yeah, he had 2 nice games. He rebounded the ball better today. I thought that was really important. But you know, to me, we got 4 guys, you know, that aren't guys that are going to consistently get 20 or whatever, and may not have the huge numbers. But we got 4 pretty consistent scorers, and if we get 3 or 4 of those, three out of the 4, you know, scoring the ball consistently, I think we got a chance offensively, and of course that was the case today. But Perry's been great. He's been great all year for the most part.
Still have 5 minutes left in this session. Anything else for the coach? Very front row here, please.
You've talked a lot during the season about kind of the lack of a rim protector. Are you starting to see Traylor and Lucas kind of fill that void a little bit?
Well, I think that Landon is doing a much better job. I think Maury is a better help side rim protector than he is guarding his own man. But what Maury can really do, he's great at blocking shots in transition, which I know that's part of being a rim protector, but not really half-court defense. So, yeah, it's nice. It's nice when you can make mistakes and you got guys that can cover up for it. And we really haven't been a great shot blocking team this year, but we seem more active now.
Anything else? Okay, congratulations,
Thank
Coach,
you.
on to Louisville.